A classical painting of modern Impressionism. Claude Monet, a French landscape painter, is attributed as the founder of Impressionism, a unique painting style. Monet was a prolific and orderly practitioner of showing his perceptions amongst nature, while ignoring the constructions of academic governance or a studio painting which may cause a predetermined look. The term Impressionism comes from Monet's painting titled Impression, Sunrise. In Impression, Sunrise, Monet portrays mist, laying out a fuzzy background to the piece. The use of yellow and orange luminously juxtaposed with the dark vessel, which is only revealing very little detail to be immediately seen by the audience. It appears in the painting Monet is propelling the littler boats in the foreground with the movement of his water. Monet was able to accomplish this by using numerous individual brushstrokes, each varying in color. An art exhibit was assembled by Monet along with other French artists of the time, who were typically rejected at the Paris Salon. At this exhibit, the painting that drew the most attention was Monet's Impression, Sunrise. Many admirers of Monet's exhibit said they were unable to recognize what was shown at all. A critic who attended the art exhibit, M. Louis Leroy, who worked for Le Charivari, a French magazine, wrote an article on Monet's work. Leroy jeeringly referred to Monet's piece as impressionist. Following the article's popularity, the term impressionist was embraced by Monet as well as his fellow French artists, Renoir and Degas. Renoir has been described as a celebrator of beauty and feminine sensuality in his art, yet one of his most popular paintings was actually of Monet himself. Degas was a brilliant depictor of movement, often expressed through dance. Not only was Degas' art known for portraying movement well, but also for its expression of psychological complexity. Early on in Degas' career, he believed he wanted to be a history painter. With his impressive academic training, Degas thought he would be well prepared for this work. With time, Degas changed his method of traditional history painting to bear a good depiction of modern life through focusing on a contemporary subject matter. Degas has been quoted as being a classical painter of modern life. The magazine Le Charivari, where the term Impressionism was first used to describe these artists' work, was introduced in France in 1832, with an aim to reach a larger audience to reduce risk with LA caricature. The word Charivari comes from the name of an Italian artist, Carucci, who drew ritratti caricati, which translates to overloaded portraits. The Italian word for caricature translates in the French word to charger. The magazine's name, Le Charivari, is based on these roots. The word Charivari later went on to become a part of the French language. However, the word may also come from the Greek word kerbaria, meaning headache, caused by loud, disharmonic music from instruments that did not necessarily come from a musical background. This kind of music was presented as a serenade by young men to elder women, or vice versa. Discontent with the elected politicians in France, citizens serenaded them with such infernal presentations. Today, a similar form of music is performed which goes by the name Guggenmusik, which is a German word for the cuckoo's call. Guggen music bands are usually seen playing loud music and while performing wearing costumes and masks. Guggen music melodies are recognizable, however, they are often intentionally and quite skillfully played off-key. Unless prohibited by censorship, Le Charivari was published every day. The caricature advertisements were printed on page 3 of Le Charivari, therefore, the text was on the back, complicating the printing process, requiring there to be separate steps for written text and for the illustration. The cost for an annual subscription to Le Charivari was only 60 francs, for readers in Paris. A more than fair price to be impressed by Monet, if you ask me. Though ironically, Impression, Sunrise, is not typical of Monet's work. However, it does carry elements of his customary style. With Impression, Sunrise, the horizon disappeared, the water, sky, and the reflections have all melted together. The buildings and ships of the background are only vague shapes. Monet himself commented, "It really can't pass as a view of Le Havre, which was his hometown." His aim was not to create an accurate landscape, but to record the impressions formed while looking at that landscape.